different books that were written to whom? The Romans, the Samaritans, the Gentiles. By whom? By Paul. What we have today in Christology is the writings of Paul. 7/8 of all the writings of Jesus Christ is written by Paul. Who was the first person that said that Jesus is the Son of God? Was it Jesus himself? Never. Jesus never said, I'm the Son of God. Who said it? Paul said it. Who was the first one that said that Jesus is God? Jesus never said it. Paul said it. Who's the first one that said that Jesus was one person in the Trinity? Paul said it. Who's the people that adopted it? The Romans. And it became official in the Council of Nicaea 354 years after Jesus Christ. And as for Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, none of them ever saw Jesus Christ. Never laid their eyes on Jesus Christ. Never sat with him, never ate with him, never prayed with him, never walked with him. Matthew wrote whatever he wrote, if he wrote it, 40 years after Jesus. John wrote it, if he wrote it, 80 years after Jesus. So here's 4 Gospels before Paul, who never saw, walked, talked, prayed, or even laid their eyes on Jesus Christ, and Paul, who was a bounty hunter, a killer of Christians, who said that he saw him in a vision. And here's the whole kit. The whole kit called the New Covenant or the New Testament. And that's why Christians today have so many mysteries and so many problems and so many inconsistencies. Now don't be angry with me, because I had to find my way through that maze. It wasn't through my intelligence. It wasn't because I was clever. It wasn't because I was righteous. It wasn't because I was doing so much research. But the Quran made it so crystal clear. I would have to be a pure hypocrite after reading the Quran to keep on believing those mysteries.
Paul, once a persecutor of Christians, wrote to Romans, Samaritans, and Gentiles, shaping much of what the world now follows. Decades after Jesus, peace be upon him, Paul called him the Son of God, one in the Trinity, and even God himself. But the Quran is crystal clear about who Jesus truly is: a prophet, a servant of Allah, not divine. And as for the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they weren't even his disciples. Let's reflect on these truths and seek clarity. Assalamu alaikum.